This is my first video with Diablo 4, and for the first video, I kind of just wanted to run through simple build. My build as a necromancer and how I'm going through and absolutely just obliterating mobs and kind of just dunking on everybody. So let me go ahead and show you what I've got for the build, and I'll show you everything from there. So from here, our skills, we start. I use hemorrhage. I have it maxed out with enhanced hemorrhage, and from there initiates hemorrhage. I feel like for that it really works well for me. I get a lot of blood orbs. It just kind of meshes with what I got going on. From there, you're really going to want to have bone spear. It's pretty much the best core skill that you can have in the game. It's really going to be your main skill, and I have it leveled up all the way. And I have enhanced bone spear, which gives me 3 extra shards that will shoot through an enemy and bounce back towards them. And then obviously supernatural bone spear. It's all about the vulnerability when it comes to this build. You want to make your enemies as vulnerable as possible so you can do as much damage as possible. From here, I have maxed out my thorns and I've maxed out my skeletal warrior, because although I'm using predominantly bone attacks, this is a minion bone build, so it's gonna be really cool. Max your warriors out. I've got my bone prison. That's a huge one. It's gonna contain your enemies and make it to where they can't move and can't run away. And of course, we have enhanced bone prison. Every time you put someone in it, you get essence, which is gonna be huge for repeatedly spamming that bone spear. And then when we get ghastly bone prison, everyone inside becomes vulnerable. Right back to that vulnerability that we were talking about. From here, you really just want to come down. My mages are fully leveled up. It's going to get my mage and damage and life increased by 60%. It's huge. I'm probably going to come back and obviously max out my Death's Reach so I can hit distant enemies, and Death's Embrace so people closer to me take more damage as well. From here, because I use hemorrhage, I'm going to go ahead and level up the blood mending and things like that so I can get more life. Obviously, we want to increase what our bone skills can do. Currently rank 2 out of 3, and we're going to go through and get compound fracture, we're going to get evulsion, and we're going to get rapid ossification. This way, everything's kind of running together. Essence is moving, our bone skills are being multiplied, because as you see, we have bone spear, bone prison. For an ultimate, we have bone storm, and we have that almost maxed out. I have prime bone storm as well, so it's going to give me reduction in damage while it's activated. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and get supreme bone storm. Obviously, we want to make sure we're hitting crits while people are vulnerable. I'm going to also go through and obviously level up my golem all the way and hit these little small nodes, then my damage reduction gets reduced. And from here, your key passive for a Necro, you have Ossified Essence, which is going to increase damage 1% for each point of essence. You have above 50. For me, I really didn't think, even with using as many bone skills, that was going to work for what I'm building, for what I'm trying out. Obviously, the blood and the shadow passives, I'm not using shadow at all, and I'm only using 1 blood skill. Really wasn't going to penetrate the build I'm setting up for everyone. And here I went with Kalen's Edict, because as long as you haven't taken any damage for 3 seconds, all of your minions are going to have 15% attack speed. And as long as you have 7 minions, it's doubled, so 30%. And if you have your minions maxed out, you have 5 soldiers, you have 3 mages, and you have a golem for a total of 9. So it's really huge. Immediately everything gets doubled, so everyone is attacking faster and stronger, so it's really nice. For my warriors, I keep them as skirmishers. I keep it on the first dot, that way I can have 5 total skeletal warriors. If not, you only have 4, so it just gives me 1 extra minion. My mages, I have them on cold, and I have them on the first bubble as well, because with this one, every time the cold mages damage enemies with their primary attack, every single time they hit them with their attack, you gain 2 essence, and that's huge. We want to keep the essence going. We want to throw the bone spear. We want to make our enemies vulnerable, and that's how we keep it going. Right now, I am rocking with the Iron Golem, and I have it on the second bubble. Now, once again, we've hit this word, and it's the key word for this build: vulnerability. Iron Golem slam attack makes enemies vulnerable for 3 seconds. Another little benefit that it also does is when the Golem slams, it has a chance to stun your enemies. I've noticed that. It works with elites. It's pretty OP. So that's pretty much what I've got going on. Obviously with the Necro, you want to, if you're going to build it, you want intelligence high, dexterity, and willpower. Those 3 are kind of what the Necro uses as far as casting the skills, your abilities, all that. Here, this is another good build weapon. This gives me 20 life on kill. So I'm getting life with my weapon. My skill is giving me blood orbs. Everyone's vulnerable. It's really hard for me to die. So I hope you enjoyed this. Hang out with me, get my next build, and we're going to try something different for the next character. Peace out.